Welcome to the Me I Left Behind, a podcast about healing, remembering, and rediscovering yourself after loss. My name is Cindy, and I created this space to not only share my journey, but to help you reconnect with the parts of yourself that may feel lost. In my last episode, I opened up about the weight of loss, the overwhelming reality of moving forward when everything inside you screams to stay still. Today, I want to talk about the little things, the small, almost unnoticed acts that surprisingly became a way of surviving each day. Grief isn't just about sadness. It's about navigating the in-between, the moments when you feel lost between holding on and letting go. This is my episode 2, The Little Things That Help. In the days, weeks, and even months after losing my husband, I found myself doing things I never imagined. I wrote him letters, pouring out words that trembled off my fingertips, hoping, irrationally, that somehow, somewhere, he could read them. I journaled endlessly, desperately, trying to release the thoughts and emotions that felt heavy to carry alone. Grief, indeed, is love with no place to go. There were nights I would clutch my phone, typing out messages for him, knowing there would never be a reply. But I needed to feel like I was still speaking to him, even in silence. At first, it felt unbearable. The deafening absence of his presence, the quiet where his voice should have been. It shattered me repeatedly. So I continuously searched comfort in the smallest ways. I buried my face in his clothes, inhaling deeply, afraid that one day his scent would completely fade. I wrapped myself in his favorite jacket, his old t-shirts, or anything that still carried his warmth. It wasn't the same, but in those moments, it felt like he was still near, holding me, even if only in memory. I kissed his photos softly, whispering words I wished he could hear. And on the nights when the loneliness felt suffocating, I held his urn close, embracing it as if I could somehow bridge the gap between this world and the other. Some might not understand it, but grief makes you do things that don't always make sense. When you love someone so deeply, you'll do anything to feel close to them again. The reality is that you will grieve forever. You will not get over the loss of a loved one so dear. You will only learn to live with it. You will slowly heal, and you will eventually rebuild yourself around the loss you have suffered. I watched old videos of him laughing, of us laughing, the way our children giggles mixed with ours, the joy echoing through the screen. It was both comforting and agonizing. What a beautiful kind of pain. When the silence in our home became too much to bear, I felt it in the only way I knew how. I picked up a guitar, even though I didn't know how to play. I strummed it completely out of tune. I painted, letting colors spill onto the canvas as if they could express what words couldn't. I sang, even when my voice cracked with emotion. I do these things not because I was good at any of them, but because they gave me something to focus on besides my grief. Art became the highest form of my hope. I even watched movies and stand-up comedy shows, knowing full well they might bring tears instead of laughter. Watching movies was our favorite thing. We could talk endlessly about the characters, the storyline, the hidden meanings. It was something we always did, even when we were younger, together. At first, it was not easy. Every scene reminded me of what I had lost. But then I realized avoiding the memories wouldn't make the pain disappear. So I let myself feel everything, and eventually the sorrow softened just a little. Sometimes the only way to process grief is to go through it, not around it. And then there were the moments when I needed someone to talk to. I knew my kids, my family, and my friends were there for me. But I often found myself reaching out to them first. I would be the first to ask how they were doing, when deep down, I wished someone would ask about me instead. It felt unfair and lonely. I felt so alone without my husband, even with my kids around me. But then I remembered that's just who I am. Grief shouldn't take away my kindness. It shouldn't make me stop caring about people that I love. It shouldn't change my heart. Just because they don't always reach out doesn't mean they don't care. Maybe they don't know what to say. Maybe they feel uncomfortable. Maybe they're afraid of reminding me of my loss. Maybe they're carrying their own silent burdens. Or maybe they thought I can handle everything. Life is already difficult, for sure. I refuse to make it harder by assuming the worst of others. I've learned that I won't be able to heal in isolation. And so I learned that reaching out when I need support doesn't make me weak. It doesn't mean I'm unloved just because someone doesn't say they're thinking of me. And it doesn't make me any less of a person to admit that even after 3 years, here I am, still grieving. Some people would ask me, "Are you still grieving?" And I could see from the look in their eyes the disbelief. I could let their words wound me more. But I remind myself, this is my journey, not theirs. If they don't understand, that's okay. One day, they will. It's not that I wish this kind of pain on anyone. But the truth is, grief will touch us all at some point. Mine just came early. And when that day comes, I hope my words and my voice, even if imperfect, could bring a light into their darkness, even just a little. Grief is never easy. Grief makes you feel empty, yet heavy. But we don't have to carry it the same way every day. Sometimes the little things, like the off-key songs, the scent of a familiar shirt, the warmth of something we hold close, become the small steps that help us keep moving forward. And healing doesn't mean the pain disappears. It only means you have learned to carry your grief differently. If you're feeling lost, if the weight of grief feels too much to bear, please remember this: you are not alone. Even in the silence, even in the moments when it feels like no one understands, please know your pain is seen, your love is valid, and your healing matters. I hope you also find the little things that help you carry on with your day. The small joys, the quiet comforts, the moments of peace, without feeling guilt. Because moving forward doesn't mean leaving your love behind. It means carrying it with you in a way that allows you to keep living. And I hope that you find that one small step to bring yourself peace today and allow yourself to experience joy without guilt. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for allowing me to share my story. I'll see you in the next episode.